Walking towards the private island, I didn't know what to expect. It was fortunate then that the island itself set the expectation for me with a big sign that said perfect day. It already wasn't a perfect day because the sky was gray and it was a mini hurricane, so the wind was brutal. I gave the island the benefit of the doubt though, since the weather is outside their control. The sun was trying to peek through and it was a rather beautiful sight. The walk to the island was kind of long, but I finally reached there and was ready for the next experience. The first excursion that I had purchased was the Thrill Water Park. Though it was cold outside, the benefit of getting out there early meant that I didn't have to sit in a long line for things, like its main attraction, the Daredevil's Peak water slide. The stairs were brutal and I had to take multiple breaks. It was okay though, since from that high up, the sight was quite impressive. In no time, I was set to go down. On the way down, I had a mini existential crisis. What if there existed a water slide that just never ended and you were trapped in a tube for the rest of your life? What if this water slide was just that? It wasn't though, and I had survived the slide intact. Next up was the wave pool. The water was extremely cold, and I thought that just diving underwater would rip the Band-Aid off and my body would adjust. It didn't work at all, so I left. There was lots left to explore though, and I decided to try one of the other slides. It was pretty cool looking out at the island from those stairs too. I wasn't able to get footage going down the slide, but I didn't have an existential crisis this time, which was nice. The sun was peeking through and I felt brave, so I thought the wave pool might be more manageable. No. The water park wasn't the only thing on the island though, and so I thought a walk around would be cool and potentially pass enough time for the sun to come out. It was a cool visual from the island of the cruise, really put into perspective its true majesty. The wind was still oppressive, so I decided to get this Bellatar shot in case he sees the show and wants to direct the next season. I ultimately reached the beach, and it felt like a waste to not spend some time in the ocean. And that was nice. I was looking over some of the footage and found this shot. I wasn't sure what it was, but it looked kind of like a cool sci-fi thing. Upon further investigation, I had accidentally hit record on the camera in my pocket, and what it was the mesh lining in my bathing suit that holds my dick in place. It was suddenly a lot less cool. It was 11 o'clock, which meant it was time to start drinking. I ordered a pina colada. I didn't understand that it was my responsibility to do the mixing, and that for aesthetic purposes, they put all of the rum on the outer rim. So I ended up just taking a giant shot of rum with no pineapple juice at all. It was still one of the most pleasant experiences to drink a pina colada by the ocean. There was one last thing I had to do while in the ocean, and that was to try to self-recreate that shot from Casino Royale, where James Bond walks out of the glistening water. Just seems like a cool moment to recreate. My first attempt failed because I got a bunch of urine-filled ocean water in my mouth. wasn't so much the taste that threw me off, since I had just recently been subject to a golden shower from a 40-year-old meth head I hooked up with. It just took me out of character. My second attempt was closer, but I just didn't feel as though I maintained the suave look that Daniel Craig did. I decided to try one last time. Whatever, close enough. I really did have a good time on the island, and it was time to unwind with a beer and sitting by the poolside. The pool water was even colder than on the island, but the wave pool had prepared me, so I decided to give it a go. I was getting hungry and decided to bid farewell to the private island before heading to dinner. I was looking forward to another delicious meal and started this one off with a Pinot Noir and a Caesar salad. Next up was my main course, lamb balls. I don't know if they were actually lamb testicles, but they were tasty regardless. Last up was tiramisu or something. I don't remember. After dinner, I figured that if I'm going to be antisocial, I might as well be antisocial at the evening party instead of alone in my room. So I got changed into my best party attire and headed out to the party. The dance floor was moderately populous, and if I was going to go up and dance, I knew I needed a drink. I decided to sit back and observe how others danced, lest I learn how to do so. Based off the woman in front of me, it seems like what qualifies as dancing is just slightly moving your butt back and forth. Such a dance move seemed easy in concept, but I didn't see myself as too capable. I do find it easier to dance to music that I know, and they weren't playing any songs I knew. In fact, by my estimation, they weren't playing a song at all, just some dude talking. I decided to continue drinking and just observe, so I had a couple more drinks and returned to my room. The island and its activities had set my expectations high, and as I prepared for bed and reflected on all that I had done over the course of the day, I found myself satisfied. It was a nice day. Scratch that. It was a perfect day.